Media coverage about what's happening with home prices can be so confusing. A large part of that is due to the type of data that's being used and what they're choosing to draw attention to. For home prices, there are two different methods used to compare home prices over different time periods. One is year over year, or YOY for short, and the other is month over month, or MOM for short. Here's a quick explanation of each. Number one, year-over-year pricing comparisons. This comparison measures a change in home prices from the same month or quarter in the previous year. For example, if you're looking at comparing year-over-year home prices for April of 2023, you would compare them to home prices for April of 2022. Now, year-over-year price comparisons focus on the changes over a one-year period, providing a more comprehensive view of long-term trends, right? They're usually useful for evaluating annual growth rates and determining if the market is generally appreciating or depreciating. The second one, month over month, or MOM for short, this comparison measures the change in home prices from one month to the next. For instance, if you're comparing month over month home prices for April of 2023, you would compare them to the home prices for March of 2023. Meanwhile, month-over-month comparisons analyze changes within a single month, giving a more immediate snapshot of short-term movements and price fluctuations that are happening right now. They're often used to track immediate shifts in supply and demand, seasonal trends, or the impact of specific events that are happening in the housing market. The key difference between year-over-year and month-over-month comparisons lies in the time frame being assessed. Both approaches really have their own merits and serve different purposes, and we use them both depending on the specific analysis required. So, why is this distinction so important right now? Well, we're about to enter a few months when home prices could possibly be lower than they were the same time, the same month last year. Keep in mind, April, May, and June of 2022 were the three best months for home prices in the history of the American housing market. So those same months this year might not measure up to 2022. That means that the year-over-year comparison will probably show that values are depreciating. The numbers for April seem to suggest that this is exactly what we'll see in the coming months. That will generate some troubling headlines that probably will say home values are falling, and that'll be accurate on a year-over-year basis, and those headlines will probably lead many consumers to believe that home values are currently cascading downward. However, when we zoom in and really take a closer look at month-over-month prices, which remember are the most immediate, we can see that prices have actually begun appreciating over the last several months. So those month-over-month numbers more accurately reflect what's truly happening with home values right now. After several months of depreciation, it appears we hit bottom, and now we're starting to bounce back. So at the end of the day, you're probably asking, Lori, okay, why does this matter to me? If you are hearing negative headlines about home prices, remember they may not be painting the full picture. For the next few months, we'll be comparing prices from last year's record peak, and that may make the year-over-year pricing comparison feel more negative. But if we look at the more immediate month-over-month trend, we can see that home prices are actually on the way up. So I'll tell you, there's an advantage to buying a home right now. You'll buy at a discount from last year's price, and this is critical, before prices start to pick up even more momentum. It's called buying at the bottom, and ultimately at the end of the day, that's a good thing. The bottom line is, if you have questions about what's happening with home prices, or if you are ready to buy before prices climb, connect with a local real estate agent. Reach out to us. Let's talk through your options right now.